Good morning from Points West. New research has revealed that almost 300,000 people in the region will be living in fuel poverty by the end of the year. That means some homeowners are spending more than 10% of their incomes on gas and electricity bills. The Centre for Sustainable Energy, who produced the figures, say the problem is driven by rising energy bills. Now, words from the past have been echoing around Gloucester Cathedral this week as students from as far afield as Japan have gathered to learn Latin. They've been learning about the origins of the language in Rome and studying the work of classical writers, including texts translated by Gloucester monks in the Middle Ages. Full custom bodywork, fancy light clusters, undercar LEDs and glitter. Just a flavour of some of the modifications enthusiasts make to their cars. This trend of customising or pimping cars has come from across the States.
But your wheels ain't fly. You gotta hit us up to get them.
Meet Lizzie. She's just gone into business customising cars, but it's not cheap.
It ranges really. You can spend £500, you can spend £12,000. It depends on your budget, what you want and how much you want to do it and be different.
Dale spent more than £40,000 souping up his Audi.
The car stands out, just driving it down the road, sort of people in higher class cars like BMWs, and they just have to stare and look at it and they just, admire it.
For many people, modifying their cars is more than a hobby. It's an art form in which they invest a lot of time and money. But for others, these types of vehicles will always be associated with thumping music and boy racers. This helicopter footage shows a so-called cruise near Nottingham, where up to 600 cars were regularly filling the roadsides. The council had to get a special injunction to stop it.
Prevents 5 or more motor vehicles gathering together for the purpose of the problems that they were doing, which is racing, making lots and lots of noise, things like the handbrake turns and so on. If those people are guilty of doing that and the passengers, then ultimately we will serve papers on them.
Other councils will be watching to see how the ban in Nottinghamshire works as the craze for car cruises grows. Nicola Beckford, BBC News.
I can remember my first job here in May 1962, helping Pro, the then head groundsman, marking out the athletics track on school field. In those days we used to have that.
Tony Davis has finally hung up his gardening boots for the last time. He joined Magdalen College School's ground staff, aged just 17, on £4 a week. As a young lad, he'd cycle to work every day from Dorchester to Oxford. Today, almost 50 years later, he's leaving the school with a lifetime of memories.
My best memory was the quincentenary in 1980, which was a big thing for the school, 500th anniversary, with Harold Macmillan. He came and had a huge firework display on the school field. And then when I came to work on the Saturday to get it ready for the cricket and tennis for this big event, the whole of the field was covered in firework carcasses. It was absolutely horrendous. It took me 2 hours to clear it.
So, Tony, what do you think is the secret to a perfect pitch?
I don't think there's a secret, really. It's basically hard work, knowing your ground, having the experience over the years, and having good staff.
And the school bursar agrees that good and long-serving staff are the key.
We seem to have a tradition of groundsmen staying at Magdalen College School for a long time, and in fact Tony is the third, covering 3 centuries in fact. He's been here for, as you know, 47 years, and for over 30 he's been head groundsman. So we seem to have people that like to stay here a long time, and Tony has been extremely loyal and done many wonderful things for this school.
Tony's now handed over responsibility to a new groundsman. He'll have time to indulge in his hobby, photography, and of course, more time to cultivate his own garden. Nicola Beckford, BBC Oxford News. Badgers, the animals being blamed for causing havoc under the road between Botley and Cumnor. Oxfordshire County Council discovered they dug a network of tunnels under Cumnor Hill, causing significant damage to the surrounding pavements and carriageways. It will cost £600,000 to fix the problem, but getting rid of badgers permanently isn't easy.
they probably will want to return. They have already returned once when work was just about to start. They've lived there for 100 years. It's a perfect site for them. If they don't return there, they will move further up the road or maybe into someone's garden with a well-drained bank.
The badger problem was first discovered in 2007. The entrance to the badgers' setts were blocked off to force them to relocate, and work was due to start in January of this year. However, this had to be pushed back to August because somehow the badgers managed to get back in. The road here will remain closed between Delamere Way and Dean Court Road for another 2 weeks. After that, it will partially reopen with temporary traffic signals in place until the end of October. Nicola Beckford, BBC Oxford News.
Dry, pleasant day to come, and it looks warmer into the weekend, but there will be some rain at times, particularly, I think, on Sunday. There we go.
Thanks very much, Ian. Now then, that's all from us here at Points West this lunchtime, but we'll be back with a full roundup of the news at 6:30. From all of us here, goodbye.